Oh, right, we have some deck profiles because, the ban list or not, I still want to talk about information and things out there. So this was posted by Chris One. He ended up third place at the, this was 12/21/19 out of the Seattle Regional. And he said that this was a shout out for budget players out there. And I'm looking at this right now, and this is like $200. I think you could get away with, because Gizmecs are expensive, and then you have these, and then Sigmas are all right in price. Danger package is cheap. Ash, only 2 ashes, that's fine. 5s for the feet if you want to go that way. IP is a little bit of money. Boral Sword's like $10. This is like 25. Yeah, it's like 200-ish, I guess. But basically, this is a fairy tale snow deck. Fairy tale Luna. Because you just bounce off your opponent's stuff and then you build a board and you go, right? And you have draw power built in. So, this is Chris's deck. So we have 2 copies of Nibiru, the Primal Being. 1 copy of my boy Daggeron. Triple copies of Bigfoot. 2 copies of Danger Thunderbird. 2 Godarla. Triple copies of Gizmek Orochi. 2 copies of Gamma Seal. Triple Pankratops. 2 copies of Danger Nessie. Triple copies of Fairy Tale Luna. 2 Skullmeister. Triple Sigma. 2 Jackalope. 2 Ash Blossom. 2 Ghost Ogre. 1 Ghost Sister of Dogwood, which he said this was a shout out to a friend of his, which is pretty cool. We have 2 Effect Veiler and triple copies of Sekka's Light. Alright, so it's pretty good. Down here in the extra, we have 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, 1 Trisbania, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Zuroboros Dragon, 1 Red Eyes Flare, 1 Snaphold, 1 Dingarisu, 1 Pain Gainer, 1 Seven Sins, 2 Final Sigma, and then we have 1 Chimera Tech Fortress and 1 Mega Fleet, actually. So today we have 1 Sphere Mode, 2 Cyber Dragon, triple Ansia, triple Denko Sekka, 2 Ghost Spell Haunted Mansion, triple There Can Only Be One, and 1 copy of Imperial Order, wrapping up Chris Watson's little interesting deck here. I do like this. I do think that this is... Fairy Tale Control does very much go underneath the radar. Right? There's just something about this deck that, people know about it. It's in the back of their mind. They're like, I know that this deck exists, but nobody ever really picks up the concept and goes, yeah, I'm going to play this for a regional. This is my deck. And here we are. So I think, for the most part here, that we're looking at something pretty cool here, nonetheless, at least for budget options. So, 7-1, not too bad. Alright. This stupid thing, Dinomist, ended up making day 2 at the YCS in Sydney. It was piloted by Lacan Fini. It was from Cowboy for Game. They had posted this. And I saw this and I was like, you know what? I want to talk about this deck because Dinomist does not get a lot of recognition. The deck pretty much always flies underneath the radar. People know it's here. And we're also playing this high pendulum scale because it's also a little machine, which is pretty cute, by the way. Also, you get to make Cyberstein in this deck. You ever Gigant search for a Cyberstein and then just be like, watch me go. So we have triple copies of Dragong, triple copies of Symphonic Warrior Mix, triple copies of Passing Glider, triple copies of Dynamist Ceratops, triple copies of Lancia, triple copies of Dynamist Patara, 2 copies of the Anchor Drill. So a normal special summon 1 Earth Machine monster from your hand in defense mode, except for an Infinity Track. Okay. So we have 2 copies of Pelaios, triple copies of Stegosar, 2 copies of Aquilos, along with triple copies of Rescue Rabbit, triple Guitar, 1 Cyberstein, triple Saravis, and triple copies of the Amarota, because on activation, search your deck for a Dynamist monster and add it to your hand. And then once per turn, if a Dynamist card is added from the field to your extra deck, face up and add 1 back, but we're not playing the Trap card. It's actually kind of ironic here, because the Trap card was one of the things that made this deck good, but no, we don't even play it. There's no point. Traps are slow right now. We have 1 copy of Monk, 1 Lambda, 1 Electromite, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Saruja, 1 Boral Sword, and 1 Boral Guards. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you summon 1 card from your spell and trap cards on the graveyard. Special summon from either field to your... from either graveyard to your field. 1 monster was destroyed and sent there this turn, but negate its effects. I could pop off my Pendulum Scale pretty free. And once per turn, quick effect, target 1 monster on the field, change it to face-up defensive position. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect. So, recurability, by the way. 1 Galgagai Cowboy, 1 Gigantex, 1 copy of Nova, 1 Paradise Smasher. Then we have 1 Infinity, 1 VFD, 1 Last Warrior, 1 Naturi Exterio. Side deck here is triple Nibiru, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple Droll and Lockbird, triple System Down, and triple Twin Twisters, wrapping up Mr. Finney's deck for everybody. Interesting enough, though, like, Dragong, by the way, seeing play. Finally, I like this. This deck is a lot of fun, actually. I like me some Dinomist. Alright, next up, we have, this was the 15th place Hollywood regional deck profile. A lot of people lost their mind when they saw that Madolche ended up getting a chance to actually stand. This is without the addition of the new spell card, or the new trap card, actually. So they're without their double summon right now. It's in-house archetype, and amongst other things that we have coming out here. So yeah, so we have 1 copy of Pudding Cess, 2 copies of Messengelada, triple copies of Pudding Susior, triple copies of Mageline, triple copies of Angeli, 2 copies of Don't Give a Hoot, Don't Pollute, triple copies of Ashes Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 2 Ghost Bell and the Haunted Mansion, 2 DD Crow. We have 2 Cosmic Cyclone, triple Call by the Grave, triple copies of Super Polymerization, 1 Madolche Ticket, 2 copies of Chateau. We have triple Strike and triple Solemn Judgment, wrapping up the main deck here. Seeing Strikes and Judgments definitely give you more of an option if you're forced to go first. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you're forced into that style of position, but that's fine because you have the versatility, you have options, you adapt. You're a Madolche player, alright? Like, you've been adapting for years. Alright, so, we're also not pulling Pot of Extravs either. So we have 1 copy of Underclock Taker, 2 copies of Fresh to Start, 2 copies of Glass, triple copies of Tiaramisu, 2 copies of Shock Lalamode, along with 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Diplexer Chimera, 1 Dragastopelia, 1 Starving Venom, and the 1 copy of the Violet Chimera. Side deck here is triple Lancia, triple Dark Ruler No More, 1 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Typhoon, triple Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Red Reboot, wrapping up the Hollywood regional deck profile for everybody. And last but not least here, I gotta show more love to Salad here. Like, I'm constantly asked to cover Salad builds when I get them. And, you know, people love this deck. So, this one found its way into my inbox. You know, we take these, right? Like, so, we have triple copies of Ash Blossom into Joyous Spring. Then we have triple copies of DD Crow, triple copies of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Flame Buffalo, 1 copy of Lady Debug, triple copies of Nibiru, 1 copy of Salamangreat Falco, triple copies of Foxy, 1 Gazelle, 1 Jack Jaguar, triple Spinny, and along with 2 copies of the Sea Archiver. And then we have, that's right, triple copies of Signet Mining, 2 copies of Desires, 1 Circle, 1 Sanctuary, 1 Will, along with triple Imperm, 1 Rage, and 1 Roar. Extra deck down here we have triple copies of the Sunlight Wolf, 2 copies of the Pyro Phoenix, 2 copies of Helio, triple copies of Balinix, 1 Hida, 1 Appaloosa, 2 Mirage Dahlia, and the 1 Abyss Dweller. Okay. Side deck here we have triple copies of System Down, 2 copies of Anti-Spuff Records, triple Different Dimension Ground, triple Evenly Matched, 1 Impure Order, and triple copies of Red Reboot. Wrapping up your chunk of deck profile knowledge for what's really left of this format. So, I know that we're like on the cusp of a ban list and things like that, but ideas and things going forward, even if they are from the last format, people like looking at these information because people are so shocked when a new format drops. They're like, where do we go from here? Like, what do I do? Like, how adapt, George? Well, look at the previous deck profiles for the format. Be like, all right, cool, so we're playing this for this. I can cut this, put this in, you know. It's the knowledge of these things that really makes it all the more worthwhile. So what do you guys think about these decks? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanCool40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.